Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you how to start a podcast from literally, it's just an idea to launching it within 7 days, okay? I've got all the steps here. I'm going to share my screen. So if you've got the ability to watch the video of this, I would highly, highly recommend the video just so you can see what I'm doing step by step, because some people, and I certainly was in this category, is they overthink it. They think it's so complex. There's so many steps you got to do. You need to know software. You need to know how to, all the technical skills. It's not that hard. Like I've had a podcast for about 2.5, 3 years now. And once I got started, it was easy, but it was making that decision to figure it out. But I'm going to lay that pathway out for you right now of how to start a podcast, how to be consistent, and how to get lots of views, all that good stuff. So let me firstly start. The first thing, before we start that, if you're okay liking this video or this podcast or whatever you're listening to, just help me reach more people, help more people. So I do appreciate that. So if you can take literally 2 seconds of your time, tap the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, that would be fantastic. Let's get straight into it. So first point, guys, is definitely the mindset around it. Now, you want to just have a check-in and have a conversation with yourself is, what is your mindset going into this? And this applies to anything in life, not just podcasting, but just having a long-term mindset around it. Get out of the microwave mindset where you're going to be successful overnight. You're just going to do one podcast. You're going to kill it. You're going to be like Joe Rogan and have millions of views and millions of downloads. Not the case, guys. It takes time, just like anything, from business to a relationship to a body to finances. It takes time. So just really check in with yourself and give yourself a good time horizon. Give yourself a couple of years to do it. And not even that, like I don't have a timeline on how long I've given myself to do the podcast. I do it because I enjoy it. I love the quote that the man that loves walking will walk further than the man that loves the destination. Don't get caught up with the numbers, the subscribers, the views, the downloads. Yes, it's a good metric. It's good to track metrics so you can give yourself targets to aim for, but do it because you want to give value and impact and help people. And for whatever reason, you're doing the podcast. So I just want you to check in with your own mindset before you go down this pathway. Because if you're doing it to get views and to get subscribers and get downloads, yes, obviously that's a part of it, but it's not the goal of it. The goal is, from my perspective anyways, is to add value, whether it's for your business or your personal podcast, whether it's to help with connecting and networking, which is a huge benefit of having a podcast. I've been able to network and connect with fantastic people who obviously come onto my podcast, add value to my audience. They help more people. They build their brand. They build their business. But it also allows me to connect with people and build a nice little network for myself, which is really cool. So first step is network, mindset around it, I should say. Second step, decide on the niche that you're going to be helping. Who or what is your podcast geared around? Now, you can go very specific. You can go inches wide, miles deep, where you're like, I'm going to talk about finances, or I'm going to talk about relationships, or I'm going to talk about whatever. Generally, it will be an expression of you, so what you're passionate about. Obviously, it's your podcast. But of course, you can have guests on it. Like I've had guests on my podcast which have nothing to do with the things that I talk about, but I'm interested in learning. I love learning. So you want to get clear on what's the niche that you want to have. And it doesn't have to be super defined and super specific. It can be quite broad. Like literally, my podcast is called The Lewis Huxtable Experience, and I have people from finances to sexuality to relationships to trauma to sports to whatever it is. I have people from all walks of life come onto mine. So I don't have a specific, really defined niche. Mine's quite general. Look at Joe Rogan. He has people from like literally all walks of life come onto his. So get clear on what you want to do. Are you going to go very, very specific because it's a topic that you're really passionate about and it's where you want to add the most amount of value, and you can get people on, guests on within that who are experts within that industry? Or do you want to be a bit more general, a bit more of a generalist? I'm more of a generalist for my podcast. I have kind of, again, all walks of life come onto my podcast and join me. So third step, you want to come up with a name. What's the name of the podcast? And again, similar to what I just said, it can be specific. It could be like money mindset or something around relationships or something about healing or whatever it may be. So what is it that you want to name your podcast? And just something with the name, guys. Yes, it can be important, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter to it at all anyways. I love Apple. If you didn't know what Apple was, because obviously they're what, I don't know if they are the biggest business, but one of the biggest businesses in the world. If you heard of Apple, just the name of Apple, and not knowing what it is, you probably wouldn't have guessed it's a technology company or a software company, or they do iPhones and computers. It's literally called Apple. But it's not like it's not the company itself. The value of it is what makes the name of it well known. If any tips, I would just try to make it rememberable. So what's easy to remember and either something, again, that doesn't really have anything to do with your niche, or it can be something very specific to it. Again, not too big of a deal. You can change the name of your podcast. That's very easy. I'll show you how to do that today. But again, don't overthink it too much. Okay, so you've got a good mindset around it. You've decided on your niche. You've decided on your name. Now you want to take care of a logo. So I'm going to share my screen. So again, if you're not watching the video, come watch the video with me. So all you want to do, guys, go to Canva. I've got Canva here somewhere, right here. So go to Canva. Literally, and this is free. I've got the paid version, but you can do this for free. Type in podcast cover. It will give you literally templates. Find which one works best for you, what you like the sound of, or the look of, I should say, or the feel of. Pick one that you like I might like this one. Customize this template. Comes up with it. Obviously, grab a photo of yourself looking good. Whack it on there. What are you talking about? Or what's the name of it? Maybe that's the name of your podcast right here. And maybe every episode, whatever. Again, customize it. Do your own thing. Do what you want. Make it unique to you. So again, pretty straightforward. Come up with a logo. So you've got your name, make your logo, put your coloring in there, your branding in there, all that good stuff. Again, you can go down the whole rabbit hole of marketing and branding, all that good stuff. I'm just giving you the basic steps of what needs to get done to get a podcast live within 7 days. You then want to come up with the frequency. How frequent are you going to be posting? Is it going to be once a month? Is it going to be once a week? Is it going to be twice a week? Frequency is quite important because just like a TV show, you want people looking forward to your podcast. They're like, great, it's coming out. Like you just saw that little example template every Friday at whatever time. You do want a bit of frequency. At the same time, again, it's not the make or break of it, but you do want to have people coming back for more, enjoying it. It's like their TV show. They want to consume it on a regular basis. So come up with what frequency you want to do, whether it's once a month, once a fortnight, once a week, once a day. It doesn't matter. Come up with what you want to do. Obviously, more valuable content is better, but you want to be honest with yourself. How much value do you want to give? How many guests do you want to have on? How much time have you got to dedicate towards this? Because it obviously takes time to record it, to get it edited, depending on what editing you're doing, which I'll go through today. So you want to make sure you've got clear on your expectations, your standards for yourself and your audience, and make sure you stick to that standard. Next point, guys, is a microphone. Pretty straightforward. You can see me recording on a microphone right now. Now, this is just a big recommendation, guys. People will tolerate poor video. They will not tolerate poor audio. So if the audio is terrible, it will deter people from listening. But if the audio is smick and the video is not so good, that's fine. They want to listen to it. Unless, again, your podcast is very image focused, which it probably isn't, but it may or may not be. You want to get a good microphone. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. So when I first did my podcast, all I had is this one here. So if you look at my screen, I had this Rode One USB microphone for literally $190. I plugged it USB straight into my laptop and I just recorded it. There was no video at the time. So if you go back to my podcast that you're listening to now, if you go all the way down to like episode 1, I think the first 100 plus episodes had no video until I have the setup that I've got now. You want to fix the plane while you fly it, guys. You want to do the podcast, get it out there, get your audience loving your stuff, adding value to the marketplace. And then when maybe you're making some money or making more money, if you've got money to invest and saved away to go into this, then maybe you get a camera, maybe you get a setup, maybe you go even further with it. Maybe you start paying someone to do the editing. But you can literally get one for like $100. Like there's one right here, $100, $98 or $89. For that one, there's a $200 one. There's a little setup here, which is nice. Like just go grab one. There's one for, again, $89 here. There's a little pink one, depending on what you want. So again, find your budget, guys. But literally my first one was this one just here. That was at the top. That was my first one. It was $190. Got it from JB Hi-Fi in Australia. Pretty straightforward stuff. So you've got your microphone. You've got your name. You've got your logo. You've got the frequency. You've got your niche. And you've got the mindset to do this properly. Fantastic. Let's set up the podcast. So you want to go to Anchor. So this is what I use. There's other platforms out there. I use this. It's free. It's simple as, takes like fucking 5 minutes to set up. It does a lot of the work for you. So go to Anchor, anchor.fm/sign up, or just go Google it and find your way to this page. You literally go here, fill it out, first name, last name, password, date of birth. I'm not a robot. Beautiful. You can get the notifications if you want. Pretty straightforward. Now, once you've signed in, guys, you want to go to here. The beautiful part, what I love about Anchor is it sets up a lot of the distribution for you. So up here on the settings side, I've got update settings, and this is where you put in the name of your podcast, I love this. As soon as you update it, it updates it for you. So the podcast description, I've got physically, mentally, financially, areas we're going to dive into, get ready to show up and rake through, blah, blah, blah. You put your logo that you've taken from Canva, you upload it right here. What categories are you in? What language predominantly? A bit of extra stuff you can put in there. Branding, you might take the color that you're using and put it there. Just adds it up. You got your YouTube here. You can link your other stuff, your Twitter, Instagram, etc., etc. Link all your other stuff here. Fantastic. Beautiful. Now, save that. Fantastic. Then you want to go to podcast availability. And again, this is the part I really love about Anchor. It does most of this for you. So it sets up a Spotify account, because when I was figuring out how to do this and overthinking it, I was like, oh my God, I got to set up a Apple account. I got to set up a Spotify. I got to edit the stuff. I was just in my head. Like, this does it all for you for free. It's insane. So you've got your Spotify. It will link this for you. Now, from memory, it can take a couple of days up to a week for it to do it. So you want to get this done ASAP so it can start to make your accounts for you. You can then manually add more of them. So Spotify is automatic, Anchor's automatic, obviously. It gives you an RSS distribution. So essentially this link, RSS, I actually don't know what it stands for. You just take that link and then you can paste it to like other accounts like Apple Podcasts, etc., to connect them all. I'm pretty sure from memory, it already connects your Apple Podcast for you. So it does that for you. So you don't have to do that. But you'll see like it's done Apple for me. Google Podcasts is there. Overcast is there. However, I haven't set up Amazon Music. I haven't set up this one. I haven't set up this one. So again, you can go through this one set up for me, this one set up for me, and this one set up for me. So a lot of them get set up for you automatically from Anchor. You don't have to do anything. Some of them you do need to take this RSS feed and go copy and paste it. But again, it's not too complicated. Just from memory, I did this again 3-4 years ago now, so I cannot remember how it works, to be honest with you. I know it does a lot of it for you automatically. So Spotify will go for you automatically. I'm pretty sure Apple Podcast goes for you automatically. But I know some of these other ones, like you can see the ones I haven't done. To go set that up, it gives you this. So it tells you how to do it. To submit to Amazon Music, use their portal. So you'd click on this, you'd follow the instructions, you'd take this link here, copy and paste it. She's a beauty. Pretty straightforward. And then YouTube. Now, how to set up a YouTube account. Again, pretty straightforward. Go to YouTube, create an account, sign in. It's pretty straightforward, guys. Again, the mindset with this, just be okay not knowing and just tell yourself everything is figure-outable. Everything is figure-outable. Just take your time. Most people just don't take the action because they're scared of not knowing what they're doing, sucking in it, feeling stupid, feeling dumb. Just take an open mind into it. You're going to figure this out. You're going to be okay. This is obviously a good crash course, but you're going to be able to figure this out. So you've got Anchor. Also YouTube, that's where I put mine as well. And YouTube's really easy to upload. It's really, really simple. So while we're on Anchor, to upload your episodes, depending if you're doing audio or video. So audio, create an episode, you just literally just click this one here. And then once you have your file, you can just literally drag your file here. So I haven't got one on me right now, so I'll just grab one quickly. So this is not a podcast. This is just a audio track. So pretend this was your podcast. You literally drop it here. It's a song. So this is not a podcast. It would upload it for you literally straight away. Just like that. How quick is that? Obviously, audio takes a lot faster than a podcast, and that's literally a 3-minute audio. And then it would process it for you. Then you'd click save. You can put ads into it as well. I don't do that because, again, I want to add value to my audience. I'm not there to make money directly from the podcast. Mine's to add value to my audience, and then through that, helping them, adding value to them, hopefully drive them in the future to want to do business with me. And that's how I monetize mine, okay? So upload that. It's going to process eventually. And then you just literally click save episode just like that. And then you come in, you give it a name. What's the name of it? What's the description of it? And when do you want to publish it? You can publish it right now. I'm obviously not going to do that because it's just a song for me. Add a poll. You can put seasons number. I don't personally do any of this anymore. I used to at the start. If you want to structure it out, you're more than welcome to. I don't do it like season 2, episode whatever. Whatever, full trailer or bonus, clean, explicit. Again, I don't do too much. If you're doing individual art, so individual photos for them, for like episodes with guests and stuff like that, you can whack it there. I don't personally do that on Anchor. Again, you can do that if you want to, but again, that is completely up to you. So hopefully you got your head wrapped around Anchor. YouTube is really, really straightforward. It's honestly simpler than Anchor. So you go to YouTube, you go to your YouTube studio once you're signed into it. Obviously, you want to sign in and make sure it's working. This is my YouTube channel right now. You make sure you've signed in, you've signed up for it. It's pretty straightforward. Then you click create, upload videos or audios because the video just might be an audio at this stage. Again, you just drag and drop that file right here and then it would upload it. You'd put in your captions, your descriptions, add it to a playlist. If you're going to add it to a playlist, it's pretty straightforward. So again, I'll take a really quick video. So this is not a podcast. This is just like a short for me, but just for argument's sake, say this is your podcast. You'd say whatever the episode is, whatever the description is, add it to a playlist. So I've got the Lewis Huxtap Experience. That's the name of mine. It's not made for kids. I just do that every single time just because how YouTube likes it. Click next. Click next. Click next. When do you want to publish it? Straight away? Do you want it private? Probably don't want that. Or do you want to schedule it? Okay. Again, pretty straightforward. So again, I'm going to go back. I want to cancel this. It's going to save it as a, I'm going to cancel it right here. Cancel upload. I don't want to do that. Beautiful. Okay. So we've gone through. You've got the mindset, the niche, you've got the name, you've got the logo, you've got the frequency of how often you're going to post. You've got your microphone. You've set up Anchor/YouTube. Anchor does a lot of the posting for you on most of the platforms. If you want to do more, you can add them in manually like I showed you. Now you want to get to the recording part. How do you record your podcast? Now, again, at the start, guys, you want to be strategic. So strategy, I love this definition. Strategy is the allocation of resources when there are not unlimited resources. So if you've got a full team of 10 people, if you've got millions of dollars, if you've got all these resources put into it, then you can pay people to edit it. You can pay people to cut it up. You can pay people to do the recording or the post-production. You can pay for that shit. At the start, fuck that. You just want to get started. Get it started. Get your content. It's about the value that you're adding to the marketplace. It's not about the bells and whistles. Yes, that's nice long term once you've got the resources, but until you're there, guys, you just want to fly the plane and fix the plane as you fly it. So when I started, all I used was this app here. So this is for a Mac, and you can have it for also Windows as well. It's called Audacity. Hopefully I said that right. It's an audio app. You download that. You click, once you're into it, you just literally click record. You plug your USB device into it, and you click record, and then you click stop. Then you download that, and then depending if you just want to upload the audio straight away, because you're just literally using an audio, you'd go to here like we were before. I'm going to delete this because we don't want this. You're going to literally go, you've downloaded it, you've processed it, then you just go here. Sorry, I'll go there. Episode, create, and then you drag it here like we did before. Again, I'm going to remove this because I'm not going to be doing that. So you'd use Audacity to download it or record it, download it, and then you drag it up there. Really straightforward. Literally on Apple, if you want to take it even simpler, there's Anchor. There's an app for that on your phone where you can record. Literally, there's some photos of this right here. You can literally just click record off your headphones. You can use the mic off your phone if you want, but it's not as clear as headphones. But you can literally just plug it in and record straight off Anchor and post it straight off Anchor. So you don't even have to do anything like that. Again, you want to keep it simple. Add as much value as you can, but keep it simple, guys. This is simple at the start. Then you can add the bells and whistles to it as it grows, as it improves, okay? So you can literally download Anchor and just record straight off the app. Click the record button, and you are away. Now, when it comes to editing, again, depending on what level of editing you want to do, if you're just doing audio, you can edit it off Audacity. You can chop things out if you screw it up, whatever. If you want to do an intro, you can do an intro. But again, you can go further with that. You can go more with that. But again, you want to allocate the amount of resources you got. If you've got an hour a week to put into this, you're probably not going to do all this post-production, all this editing, all this stuff. You just want to get the value of the podcast out there to the marketplace. However, if you are going to do video as well, and again, video just adds another level of complexity onto it because you obviously got to record the video and go that direction. But if you're going to go there, I use iMovie. That's how I started with mine. It's really straightforward. So you would have some form of camera, whether it's just your iPhone setup. You'd have your microphone set up, so you want to record the video and the audio at the same time. So you'd use Audacity to record the audio. You'd use like your camera or your phone or something to use the video. And then you want to put it onto iMovie. So iMovie is for Mac. If you don't have Mac, use this one. It's called Movie Maker. These are both free. You can get more expensive ones. I use Final Cut Pro. I've used that in the past for editing my videos. But again, if you haven't got a lot of resources, just do the free option. You want to get the value out there. I'm going to keep saying that. It's about putting value into the marketplace. If your shit is that valuable, you don't need the fucking editing. Like if you're fixing someone's problem for free via a podcast and you can portray that and articulate that in a very enjoyable way, then you don't need all the bells and whistles and editing there. You just want to get the value out to the marketplace once again. So if you're going to do that, use iMovie. So here's a pretty simple way. So this is iMovie here. Again, Movie Maker looks kind of similar to this. So say this was a podcast, which it's not. It's just a video that I've recorded. You would have the video. So you've recorded it. You've got it onto your computer. You'd put the video here. And then you would take your audio. So this is audio. And you literally see how it drops down below it. You'd time it up. And obviously you want to time that for when it starts. So the video would match the audio. Again, this is not going to show you this is not an actual podcast. This is just a video that I've got, but you just obviously want to time up that. So that's got audio there for the video. You drop that down because you want it to match the audio from the mic that you've recorded. And then you just want that to match it really well. And again, you'd play around with that. Again, done is better than perfect in this situation. Beautiful. Okay, let's keep going. We're almost there. You're going to edit it. Again, edit to whatever level you want. Guys, I literally, when I do my podcast, I record it and then I upload it. I don't do any editing. I don't put an intro on. I don't put an outro on. If you want to do that in the future, maybe you want to, or if you want to edit it yourself, you can. You can pay online VAs. You can pay people to edit it. But again, if you haven't got a shitload of resources, I wouldn't be going down that road anyways. Then you know how to record, you know how to edit, you know how to get your podcast live, you know how to upload it. You've got a caption, a logo, you've got the name of it, you've got the frequency of it, and you've got the mindset for it. Fantastic. Now it's time to hype it up. Start hyping it up. Say, guys, I've got a big surprise coming. I'm working on a project. Get people hyped up for it. You want people to jump into it, digest it, sink their teeth into it. Because when you do launch, when you have more engagement from the start, it does help it reach more people. So hype it up. And again, you might not want to do it in 7 days for this reason. You might want to do it in 30 days. Guys, I've got a huge project coming up. I'm really excited. It's going to change lives. It's going to do this. It's going to do this. Stay tuned. Guys, 20 days away until this happens. Stay tuned. It's going to be amazing. Hype it up. Hype it up. Hype it up. You want to pre-record? So pre-record a couple episodes, because depending on your frequency, if you're doing one a week, you might want to record 10 weeks worth and have them pre-scheduled. You can schedule them. I showed you how to do that. So just so you don't get caught back up with it. I did do that at the start, but because when life happened, business happened, I think I went for a period of almost 6 months where I didn't record because I had life happening, business happening. I just I didn't have enough pre-recordings done. Now I do them as I go. So I'm recording this one right now. I'm going to upload this very podcast I'm recording right now on how to make a podcast. I'm going to upload that next week. So I do 2 to 3 a week or 1 to 3 a week at the moment. And I just record it, upload it, upload it. The setup I have now is quite simple. I don't edit anything from the moment I click end on this video. I drag this file straight to Anchor and straight to YouTube, let it upload, put a caption in there and click post. That's literally it, because I don't want to spend my time and resources, because I don't have unlimited resources right now. In the future, I'll have a whole team that does all of this, that edits it for me, that cuts it up, which makes all the bells and whistles there. But again, that's just nice on top of it. You want to get the value out. You want to get it done, okay? And then after that, you want to launch it. You want to launch a podcast. Congratulations, you got a podcast, guys. Those are literally the steps. It's not that complicated. People just get in their own fucking head, which I did too, so I can respect that. I'm going to run back through those step by step one more time. Number one, you've got the mindset. Long term, add value, not get rich quick, not shiny object. You want to add value to the world. 2, select the niche. Who do you want to help? You can go very general if you want to, or you can be very specific. That's up to you. 3, you've come up with a name. Again, it can be as general as, like me, the Lewis Huxtable experience. How fucking original, right? Very like the Joe Rogan experience. Very similar. Or you can have a very specific niche of who you want to work with, who you want to help. 4, you want to come up with a logo. Use Canva. It's free. There's templates there. Play around with it. Number 5, come up with how frequent are you going to post so you can stay consistent. Your audience has consistency. You hold yourself accountable, and you make sure you do it consistent. Number 6, you've got a microphone. Go get one. You can use headphones if you want to, if you're recording off your phone if you want to, or just get a USB one. You can literally spend less than $100 to get it done. Really cool. Use Anchor/YouTube to get it all done. It's free. Just make the account. It will do it for you. You got to play around the RSS feed. Google that, YouTube that if you get stuck. I did mine 3-4 years ago, but it looks a lot more convenient than what I used to do. It will do a lot of it for you. It takes a little bit of time. It takes a couple of days for the for the Spotify account, for the Apple account to get done. And if it's not working, just play around with the RSS feed. Google it, YouTube it. You will be able to figure it out, I guarantee you. 3, record. How to record. I've shown you how to do that. Use Audacity or use Anchor itself. If you want to edit your videos, if you're doing videos as well. If you're not doing videos, you don't have to worry about editing, which is a bonus. That's why I didn't do it at the start. I think the first 100 episodes of mine was just audio. So if you're going to edit, guys, iMovie is free. Movie Maker is free. Play around with that. Again, if you want to go further than that, then you can look at getting like a Final Cut or a Premiere Pro or something that's fancy to edit it. You want to hype it up. So hype up your podcast. Get excited about it. Get everyone excited about it. Let people know what's coming. You want to pre-record episodes so you're ready to launch, and then you want to launch. I hope that made sense. I hope you got value from it. I hope you got value from my podcast on how to make podcasts. Comment down below your takeaways. Comment below if you get stuck. If you got any questions, I will get back to every single comment that goes onto all my videos. Share this with a friend who wants to start their own podcast. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Speak to you soon.